Hello, welcome. This is blockchainbloom, the blockchain educator. I'm Attila Pinkin. In today's video, I'm going to talk about that the tariff war continues between China and US, and now China gets 245% on tariffs. We're going to have Jerome Powell talking today, so let's talk about the fact what are the possibilities for a possible rate cut in May. Then we should talk a little bit about the Treasury, yield, because that is just, going up, which is not good. And who is selling? Basically, let's see which country has what amount of US Treasuries. Then let's talk about the fact that usually gold goes first up and then Bitcoin follows. And now, gold is actually around its new all-time high. Then, the first spot Solana ETF, it's coming in Canada, probably this week, and I brought you a couple of other interesting data as well. So guys, all this in today's video. So don't forget, every single day I'm bringing you the freshest cryptocurrency and blockchain news here on blockchainbloom to keep you up to date. So if that's important, very simple, just subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the like button if you like this kind of content, and now let's do it. Okay, when we're looking at the market now, 1 second, I share the screen. We can see that Bitcoin is basically 2.5% down in the last 24 hours. Ethereum a bit more than 4% down. So Bitcoin price 83,697, while Ethereum 1,572 US dollar. When we're looking at the top gainers, well, Mantra is the one which tries to come back after its major fall, and therefore we see this plus 30%, but I think this is a really risky bet right now. Core is up 10%, and Tether Gold is up 2.6%, but we have rather losers in the last 24 hours. XCN 13% down, the Bonk 13%, and Chesma is also around 12-13%, and a couple of others as well. So now this is not a strong day so far. When we're looking at here the Bitcoin candlestick chart, we can see actually that, look at this one, we have this trend line here, and we tried yesterday, before that, so in the last couple of days to break above it, that happened, but stay above it, it didn't. So the day every single time closed under it. So it's trying, but we really should break above it. The next step would be to turn bullish, to break this 200-day moving average. But really, we do need a 92,000-ish Bitcoin to see we have obviously higher highs, higher lows, and likely on the weekly. So this is not here yet. This is so far still a downtrend, and we are in this downtrend so far. So yeah, let's see how it's going to change. But if you're in the market, I think this is how you feel right now if you're a trader, because you do things actively and you don't know what's going on. You buy, you sell, you buy, but at the end of the day, you get maybe liquidated, and it's it's even hitting you when you somehow escape. Anyway, now it's really tricky time. Yes, I do know that some people can make some great profit in these chaos times, but the bottom line is the majority who doesn't know how to do it is losing. So please be aware of it. Okay, but now let's talk about the first thing, and this is US increased again, the tariffs on China. So here is the official announcement, on the White House website, that China now faces up to 245% tariffs on imports to the United States as a result of retaliatory actions. This was 125, 145, now 245. The tariff war continues, and then what will be the end of it? When they really settle, what will happen? We don't know now, but it's not over, and therefore the market is still, kind of worried. But one of the reasons why Trump is doing it, he will be successful or not, we don't know. But this is definitely the game what he's playing, that he really would like to, kind of force companies in a way to come back in the United States and make their products there. And if they coming back, they will be very welcome and there will be no tariffs. So we can see some moves. So previously I have talked about, Apple investing in the next 4 years, $500 billion US. And now we have actually NVidia, producing supercomputers in the US, and therefore they're going to spend also another $500 billion US in the United States. So partly the plan is working. There are already companies, big companies investing, but it's an ongoing process, and how it will end, we're going to see. But meanwhile, the market is kind of suffering. And when we're looking at the chance for a rate cut, for example, which could a little bit boost the market, it's decreasing in a way. So now it's 18% for May, right? And we're going to have Jerome Powell today talking at 11:30 Eastern time. So will he talk about the inflation data and all these kind of things? Yeah, it could be curious. It could make the market actually volatile. And well, actually, when we look at true inflation, for example, for the US is 1.4%. So far, even now in April, it's not that bad, but we're going to see what the CPI data will show in May when the April data comes out, because that would be also kind of important. Right. Oh, and other things. For example, the 10 years Treasury yield is, as you can see, keep going up. Now we had 2 days a little bit going down. Now it's again green, and somebody is really selling and making this hot. And here is a list, for example, who owns the most, who are the most foreign holders of US Treasury securities. And Japan is the number one, actually, but China and United Kingdom is kind of neck and neck. So now, obviously, China, because of the tariffs, they kind of they're selling it. But here we have the list who can dump this on the market, which is also not a good thing for them. But this is the way for China kind of fight back and puts the Fed in a very difficult situation, because the yield on this long-term Treasury is just going up, which is supposed to go down, and the market is also going down. So difficult times, but sooner or later it will be definitely over. Okay, next topic. Let's talk about the possibility that if gold goes up, Bitcoin can follow. So look at this chart here. We do know that gold price is going up like crazy, new all-time highs. Let me show it to you. Where is it? There you go. So gold today made its new all-time high, right? As you can see, it was above $3,300 per ounce. And when you're looking at this one, you can see back here in 2016, here in 2020, and now is a similar case that gold is going up first. Why? Because people, when they're worried, they're investing rather in gold. But after, when this whole dump, everything is settling, then they do know that they will have bigger gains in the liquid assets, for example, Bitcoin. And because of this, they either invest part of their money in what they made in gold into something else, or they invest just simply in crypto. But bottom line is that after that, when gold went up and now it's more certainty on the market after a while, then actually the money goes into liquid assets, more risky assets, and this causes the fact that this causes the Bitcoin going up. So it can happen again. We waiting curiously. Right. Okay. And well, it looks like that Canada will come out sooner with a Solana spot ETF than the United States. So after we have in the US, Bitcoin spot ETF, Ethereum spot ETF, now we're all waiting for the next one. Which one is it? Was it Litecoin? Is it Solana? Is it whatever? There was so many fillings already. But now it looks like that Canada could overtake with a spot Solana ETF. So it could happen first in Canada, and it's very likely that it can come out this week. So I don't know right now when I'm making this video, but well, if this is happening, probably sooner or later it's going to happen in the United States as well, Solana or some other ETFs, because crypto in the US right now is getting hot. So this is really a matter of time that other cryptocurrencies is going to have their own spot ETFs. All right, okay, let's talk about the fact now that companies are heavily accumulating Bitcoin, and they have accumulated the most in Q1 in this year. So if you remember, the institutions started to accumulate, starting with back then MicroStrategy in 2020 in August, to accumulate Bitcoin. Then we had in 2021 Tesla bought Bitcoin as well, and then now we have Metaplanet and some other companies as well. And if you're looking at this here, then you can clearly see that companies are accumulating heavily. Altogether, companies hold now 688,000 Bitcoin. Obviously, MicroStrategy, now Strategy, is in the lead with this. But when we're looking at the periods, the quarters, you can see that clearly, even now in Q1, now we're going sideways and not too much happening price-wise. The accumulation is the heaviest so far in this quarter. So in the last quarter in Q1, the companies accumulated more than 95,000 Bitcoin. So, you should always think in the long term. And when you think in the long term, it's very, very important also to understand that we are usually spend much more time in bullish periods than we do in bearish periods. For example, when you're looking at this chart here, the S&P 500 since 1942, you can clearly see that the average bull market was 4.3 years, the average bear market is 11 months, which shows clearly that yes, we have this kind of periods when we're actually going down, when we're going a little bit, then after that sideways. But the bearish period is much less if you stay here long term than the bullish one. So sooner or later, and in this case rather sooner, a bullish period is coming again. So you just have to survive these periods, bottom line. If you are not using heavy leverage, you're not getting liquidated, you're in spot, you are in the right assets, it's just a matter of time that they go back. Right. Okay. And the last topic, another Satoshi statue, this time in El Salvador. So I'm very proud of the fact that the very first Satoshi Nakamoto statue was in Hungary, or is in Hungary, which is my home country. But then since that, we had one in Switzerland. And look at this one. Now we have one which is very similar to the Switzerland one in El Salvador. So more and more statues appear, around the world. But the very first one was in Hungary. Guys, that's it for today. Don't forget, every single day I bring you the freshest cryptocurrency on blockchain news here on blockchainbloom to keep you updated. So if that's important, very simple, just subscribe to this YouTube channel. Now you will receive short videos in the next couple of days, but for Easter, I will go away with my family a little bit. So a long video, just like this one, will be just next week. So I won't make any other this week, but you still will get the short videos, which keeps you up to date. And if you like this kind of content, definitely hit the like button and see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.